All right, let's unpack this art of focus thing.
Yeah.
You've given us Dan Koe's book, and it seems like you really want to understand focus, especially as it relates to, all this personal growth stuff, finding your purpose in life and achieving success. We're diving deep into Koe's ideas.
Yeah.
And we'll try to break down why he believes that focus is the key to a fulfilling life.
It's interesting, Koe goes beyond just typical productivity hacks and tips.
Right.
He kind of elevates focus to this universal principle.
I like that.
Something we can see all around us, even in the cosmos.
Yeah. It's like he's saying, look at nature. He uses these analogies like water, transforming from these massive oceans into little rain droplets and then back again.
Right.
It's not just about water, though, is it?
No, not really.
It's about how focus is always shifting and driving change on a universal scale.
Exactly. And that's where he brings in this idea of life being a game.
Okay. Yeah.
And to really win this game, we need to figure out the rules.
Oh, I like that.
Framework of this game we're playing.
So instead of getting caught up in these little everyday dramas and setbacks, we need to see the bigger picture.
Yes, exactly. He even warns us about getting stuck playing smaller mind games that kind of take us away from the real game.
Interesting. What do you mean, mind games?
Well, we might obsess over minor details that don't matter or get sidetracked by, just fleeting emotions.
Oh, see.
Chasing things that don't really matter in the long run.
So those mind games are like detours, taking us off the path to success.
Exactly. And this leads to one of Koe's most, how do I say it?
Yeah.
Provocative ideas, for sure.
Okay, hit me with it.
He calls it the non-player character, or NPC.
NPC, okay.
He suggests that those who aren't aware of the game, those who don't consciously shape their lives with focus, well, they kind of become like these
like what?
Pre-programmed characters in a video game.
Whoa, okay.
They're just following a set path, not exploring their potential or questioning anything.
That's powerful imagery. So they're just going through the motions, not realizing they could be writing their own story.
Exactly. And Koe really emphasizes the importance of questioning everything, the rules, assumptions, everything.
So by questioning everything, we become more aware.
Exactly. We become aware of the choices we're making and how they impact our journey.
Our journey in this game of life.
Yeah, precisely. And that awareness leads to another big idea he talks about. Attention.
Okay, attention, got it.
He calls it attention as currency.
Attention is currency.
He's basically saying our attention is a limited resource.
That makes sense.
We only have so much to spend each day.
Yeah, that's a really interesting way to think about it.
We're so used to thinking about money as a limited resource.
Right.
But we rarely think about the value of our attention.
I'm definitely guilty of that.
And just like we try to be careful with how we invest our money, we should be equally mindful about where we invest our attention.
So choose wisely, you're saying.
Exactly. Focus on what really matters.
On things that align with our values and goals, not just distractions, right?
Absolutely. And this all connects to his emphasis on living a life of meaning. A life that's bigger than just chasing material success.
I was just thinking that.
He acknowledges the importance of financial stability.
Oh, of course.
But true wealth, he argues, is pursuing a life with purpose.
Right.
And he actually challenges the traditional idea of work-life balance.
Oh, how so?
Well, he encourages us to design a lifestyle that blends work we find meaningful with genuine enjoyment.
Instead of trying to separate work and life into these neat little boxes.
Exactly. And Koe's own journey is really inspiring when it comes to this.
No way.
He talks about applying this principle of self-experimentation to everything, from business to his own productivity.
Self-experimentation, what does that even mean?
He's basically saying that we should be constantly testing different approaches, refining our strategies based on what we learn.
Oh, I like that. So it's about like becoming our own personal scientists, always experimenting.
Precisely. Not trying to find this one-size-fits-all answer, but finding what works best for us individually.
Through trial and error.
Exactly. And there's one final point I want to highlight from this part of the book.
Okay, lay it on me.
It's his concept of, he calls it reproduction through spirit.
Reproduction through spirit. That's a new one.
It's a fascinating idea.
Tell me more.
He argues that humans have this inherent drive, not just for, having children,
Right.
but for intellectual and spiritual reproduction too.
So passing on knowledge and ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He highlights the importance of sharing knowledge, ideas, experiences, anything that can positively impact others.
So it's about leaving a legacy.
Right.
Contributing to a larger evolution of consciousness by sharing what we learn.
Exactly. Koe believes that by focusing on personal growth and then sharing our insights, we're actually contributing to a greater good, a more fulfilling world for everyone.
I like that.
It's a powerful concept, isn't it?
It is. It really is.
So we've covered quite a bit of ground here.
Yeah, we have.
Building on this whole idea of contributing to something bigger than ourselves.
Yeah.
Koe encourages us to take a step back and view our lives from a much broader perspective.
Okay.
He uses this cool analogy like a camera lens,
Okay.
saying we often get stuck with this narrow focus,
Right.
Fixated on the immediate details right in front of us.
Oh, I see. I get it.
Yeah, like we're so busy just reacting to those daily little annoyances.
Yeah, for sure.
That we completely forget to consider the bigger picture.
Right, right.
Like we're missing the forest for the trees.
So how do we, zoom out?
Well, Koe argues that by expanding our awareness,
Okay.
by shifting our perspective, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves
Right.
and the situations we find ourselves in.
It's like instead of getting lost in the weeds of a problem, we try to see the connections, the patterns, on a larger scale.
Yeah, precisely. He even suggests trying to view life
Oh, wow.
from the perspective of the universe itself.
The universe. That's a bit out there, isn't it?
Yeah, it sounds daunting,
Yeah.
but even just trying to grasp the essence of how the universe works.
Okay.
Principles like entropy, that constant flow of energy, order to chaos and back again.
Right.
This interconnectedness of all things.
It really is mind expanding when you think about it like that.
It is. It's profound.
So by understanding these universal patterns, can we then apply that to our own lives?
Exactly. It helps us understand our own personal focus
Yeah.
and how it fits into this larger picture.
It's like asking, am I contributing to harmony or am I creating more chaos?
Yeah, that's a big question, isn't it?
It is.
Now, switching gears a bit,
Okay.
Koe delves into this concept of survival systems.
Survival systems.
Yeah, it's basically about the mental models we create
Right.
to navigate the world and, protect ourselves from psychological threats.
So it's like our minds are always creating these stories.
Yes, exactly. To explain our experiences and make sense of everything.
But sometimes those stories don't serve us anymore. Right.
And that's the danger, Koe points out.
Okay.
We can become so attached to these mental constructs
Right.
that we forget they're just stories, just mental maps we've created.
I know. It's like when I get defensive if someone challenges my beliefs,
Yeah.
it's like I'm protecting this fragile little castle I've built in my mind,
That's a perfect example.
even if it's not serving me anymore.
Exactly. And those reactions that clinging to our mental models, they limit us.
So how do we break free from those survival systems?
Koe suggests becoming more aware of our thought patterns.
Okay.
Noticing when we're stuck in these rigid beliefs or defensive reactions.
I see.
Things like meditation, mindfulness, and self-reflection can help.
To gain a more detached perspective on our own mind.
Exactly. It's about creating some space between our thoughts and our sense of self.
Right. Recognizing that we're not our thoughts. We're not those stories we tell ourselves.
Precisely. And this leads to what Koe calls the power of conscious questioning. By challenging our assumptions and biases, we can break down these limiting mental models
Right.
and create a more expansive worldview.
It's like we're upgrading our mental operating system, allowing for more possibilities, right?
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Now, building on this idea of expanding our perspective, Koe introduces this concept of harmonic oscillation.
Harmonic oscillation.
Harmonic oscillation. That sounds pretty technical.
It is a bit.
Can you break it down for me? Basically, it's Koe's way of describing the natural rhythm of life.
Okay.
The ebb and flow between expansion and contraction,
Right.
effort and rest.
Yeah.
Pushing our limits and then allowing ourselves to recover.
Yeah, I get that.
And a lot of us get stuck in one extreme or the other.
Right.
We either push ourselves relentlessly, leading to burnout,
Yeah.
or we get too comfortable and stagnate.
So it's all about finding that balance.
Exactly. That rhythm that allows us to progress without burning out.
It's like learning to dance with the universe,
I like that.
moving with the flow instead of resisting it.
That's beautifully put. And to achieve that harmony,
Yeah.
Koe suggests cultivating a connection to what he calls the pull inward.
The pull inward. What's that?
It's that deep inner yearning we all feel sometimes.
Okay.
That call to greatness, that desire for a life of meaning.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
And Koe believes this pull is always there, but it's often drowned out by the noise of our everyday lives.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like this vague sense of wanting more,
Yeah.
but not knowing what it is or how to get it.
Exactly.
He believes it's our guide, a compass pointing us toward our true potential.
So how do we tune into it?
We need to create space for silence, for introspection,
Yep.
to connect with our inner wisdom.
It's like quieting the external noise to hear our own inner voice.
Exactly. And once we understand what that pull is guiding us toward,
Yeah.
we can embrace this game of life with a renewed sense of purpose.
It's like all these ideas are starting to connect.
Yes.
Recognizing universal patterns,
Mhm.
expanding our perspective, connecting with our inner yearning.
And then applying all of that to the game we're playing.
Wow, that's powerful stuff.
It is.
And to navigate this game, Koe introduces the collective hard drive.
Yeah, this is a fascinating one.
What is that exactly?
It's Koe's term for this vast pool of information,
Oh, yeah.
beliefs, cultural narratives
Mm-hmm.
that we inherit from previous generations.
So it's like we're all running on outdated software
In a way, yes. All those unconscious biases, limitations that we've inherited.
from our families, society, everything.
Exactly. And Koe really stresses becoming aware of these programs.
So question everything again.
Exactly. Examine those beliefs and assumptions we've taken for granted.
To break free from those limiting beliefs and write our own narratives.
Precisely. If we don't question these programs, we risk becoming those non-player characters.
Right, just going through the motions, not fulfilling our potential.
Exactly. It's about becoming conscious players in the game,
Taking control.
shaping our own destinies.
I like that.
To help us play this game more effectively,
Yeah.
Koe lays out what he calls the rules of the game,
Okay.
offering insights into the underlying structures,
Mm-hmm.
the frames and mechanics that shape our experience.
It's like Koe's approach is about so much more than just focusing. It's
Yeah.
about gaining a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us.
That's a key takeaway for sure.
And you know what? This is really making me rethink my approach to personal growth.
That's great to hear.
It's about expanding my perspective, questioning everything,
Yeah,
taking control of my own narrative.
you're getting it.
And I'm eager to hear more about his practical advice.
Well, that's where we're headed next. In
Sure.
part 3, we'll explore his insights on how to cultivate a more focused, intentional approach to work, relationships,
Okay.
and just overall well-being.
I'm ready for it. So we've talked about the game of life, that collective hard drive, and, expanding our perspective. But how do we actually put all this into practice?
That's the key question, right?
Yeah, like what are the steps to create a more focused, intentional life?
Well, Koe's really good at giving us practical tools and strategies
Okay, good.
to apply these principles in real life.
I like that.
One thing he really emphasizes is the power of what he calls attention as currency.
Yeah, we talked about that before, right?
Yeah, the idea that our attention is this limited resource,
Right.
like money. Got to invest it wisely.
So how do we become more mindful about where we're putting our attention?
Koe gives us a few techniques. One is simply to start tracking your attention.
Okay,
Notice how you spend your time and energy every day.
right.
You could even keep a journal.
Oh, interesting.
Just log your activities, and then you can actually see where your attention is going.
It's like creating a budget for your attention.
Exactly. Then you can make more deliberate choices about where you want to focus.
So be more proactive with our attention.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Choosing to focus on things aligned with our goals and values.
Not just whatever grabs our attention.
Yeah, no more autopilot. He also talks about something he calls tactical stress.
Tactical stress.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of intense.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, what's that about?
Well, it's his way of saying we need to use discomfort or challenge
Okay.
intentionally.
Okay.
Let's push ourselves to grow.
I mean, we do get comfortable in our routines, right? Avoid anything too difficult.
Right. But Koe argues that we need some level of challenge to actually thrive.
To reach our potential.
Exactly. Think of it like exercise, you know?
Ah.
Your muscles won't get stronger if you don't challenge them.
Oh, I see.
Same thing with our minds and our abilities.
So step out of that comfort zone.
Yeah, tactical stress helps us build resilience, adaptability.
Okay, I'm getting it.
Now, Koe also talks about a focused approach to work
Okay, interesting.
and creativity. He's a big believer in something he calls specific knowledge.
Specific knowledge. What's that?
So he argues that traditional education often focuses on broad concepts,
Right.
but those might not be super useful for our specific goals.
Yeah, makes sense.
True mastery, he says, comes from this specific knowledge.
Okay.
Those specialized skills and insights relevant to what we want to do.
So like really targeted learning.
Exactly. You figure out what skills or knowledge are essential for your goals. And then you focus your energy on learning those.
Not wasting time on irrelevant stuff.
Exactly. It's about honing in on the knowledge that'll make a real difference.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
And building on specific knowledge, he talks about career creation.
Career creation.
Yeah, he believes that the old way of climbing the corporate ladder isn't the most fulfilling path anymore.
Yeah, I can see that.
He says the future belongs to those who create their own careers.
Right, using their skills and interests to build something new.
Exactly. And career creation is not just about the money.
No, it's about purpose too, right?
Absolutely. It's about designing a lifestyle that you love.
Okay.
Integrating work that's meaningful with, freedom and flexibility.
So taking ownership of your career?
Exactly. And then he also tackles the financial side of success.
Okay.
But he does it with a fresh perspective, calling it the new rich.
The new rich. I like that.
It's a cool concept. He argues that true wealth is about freedom and flexibility.
Not just money.
Right. It's about being able to design a life that aligns with your values, passions, and ideal lifestyle.
So many people get caught up chasing money.
I know.
Working jobs they hate just for some arbitrary level of financial success.
Coe's offering something different.
Right. It's more holistic.
Exactly. It's about prioritizing experiences over possessions.
Okay.
Freedom over status.
I like that.
Meaningful work over just mindless spending.
So creating a life that's rich in purpose and joy, not just material things.
Exactly. And he believes this is achievable for anyone who's willing to challenge those traditional ideas of success.
You know what? This is really making me rethink what success even means.
I'm glad to hear that. He gives some practical tips for cultivating this new rich mindset.
Oh, like what?
Things like building multiple income streams, investing in your own personal growth, designing a lifestyle that supports your well-being.
It's like he's giving us a whole new script for life.
Yeah. And finally, he circles back to reproduction through spirit.
Yes, the sharing of our gifts.
Exactly. He encourages us to become creators, to share our perspectives, our talents, through whatever means we can.
Okay.
Writing, speaking, teaching, building businesses, anything.
Yeah, there's so many ways to share what we've learned and contribute.
Exactly. And Koe believes this reproduction through spirit not only impacts the world positively, but it also deepens our own sense of purpose.
Wow, that's a powerful message.
So to wrap it all up, Koe's The Art of Focus is more than just a productivity book.
Right.
It's a guide for designing a life filled with meaning, purpose, and true fulfillment.
And becoming more conscious creators.
Yes. Breaking free from those limiting beliefs, embracing challenge and growth.
And sharing our unique gifts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And remembering that we're all playing this grand game of life.
With the power to choose how we play.
So what will you choose to focus on? What kind of legacy will you create?
Food for thought, right?
Definitely.
This deep dive has been amazing. Thanks for sharing all these insights with me.
It's been a pleasure.